Okay, and we are live now, this time, we should be, for real. I really hope so. Welcome everyone to episode 2 of Dragon Age Chasing Remnants. I'm going to say the title right this time, because I said it wrong the first time. So we are back this time. We're going to be shuffling some characters around because Liz is only going to be with us for this week. So Regina is going to be hanging out and doing story things, and then we'll see where that goes. And then Chrissy is now going to be joining us on a more permanent basis. So say hi, Chrissy.
Hello, Chrissy.
She's here to make dad jokes, apparently.
Set it up and I won't knock it down.
Someone had to.
But yeah, and we'll talk more about the future of what's going on towards the end of the episode. I don't want to waste too much time getting into it now, but that's why we have different faces here today. So I'm gonna just kind of get rolling here. So let's do a recap. Previously on Dragon Age Chasing Remnants.
Hey, you're live.
Previously on Dragon Age Chasing Remnants, we met our party, and they wearily entered a tavern and were offered a suspect job by a mage named Victor, who you were able to discern was a Venatori agent of some nature. The party accepted his job with the intent to deceive him, and on the way to, while they were following his map on the road, you were beset by some very angry elven gentlemen who wanted you to dedicate yourselves to Fen'Harel with some suspicious green liquid. You guys were in the middle of that confrontation when all of the elves were struck dead by some really sweet throwing dagger skills. And then you ran into one Cassandra Pentagast, who basically wants you to do the same job, but not for an evil person. So you guys have agreed to do that, and you are on your way to meet her at the Paravantium Inn. So let's go ahead and get rolling as soon as I find what I'm doing. So you guys are on the road heading towards Paravantium, and the road is pretty well traveled, though you don't see too many travelers on it these days. You've passed a few small villages here and there where there's people, but there's nobody really out on the road. And those that you do encounter give you a really wide berth. Nobody really wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to interact. The people in Thedas have seen enough tragedy in the recent age to be wary of strangers and the unknown.
Guys, we live in such depressing times. It's the worst.
So the fact that everybody's sort of attitude towards you has sort of set you up for this expectation that you're not going to really encounter anybody. So that's why it's a surprise when you do encounter a warrior standing in the middle of the road and leaning on a massive warhammer. And they're smiling as you approach. He makes no move to avoid you, and in fact seems to be waiting for you. His hair is cropped short to his head, and he's got skin kissed with a tan by long years in the sun. And as he smiles, his face is lit with a boyish charm, and he seems far too young to wield such a massive weapon. Next to him stands an elven woman, who looks bored despite the chipperness of her company. She's dressed to the nines in roguish leather, and she has dark skin and soft white hair. When you guys get close enough, the man raises one arm and waves in greeting, the heavy armor that's sort of draped across his body clinking unceremoniously with his enthusiasm. Hello! You're them, right? The one seeker Cassandra found?
That's
Hey! Hi! Hi guys! Who are you?
And he does a facetious bow and he says, Carisi Seclassi at your service. And this here is my compatriot, Adalia Mahario.
It's lovely to meet you.
I'm like,
Hang on, I need a moment.
Y'all gonna be okay?
I don't think I like it, Krem. Krem has this effect on the ladies, as we've said.
Well, aren't you just the cutest little thing ever? Like, your hammer is just so big. Where did you get it?
And she likes your hammer.
He just sort of blushes and he's like, the hammer store.
Hi, I'm Al. How are you?
Yeah, so I've heard all about you guys. We're sort of companions of Cassandra. Listen, we've got a bit of a job if you're feeling up to it. My boss has been having a bit of trouble flushing out some of the Red Templars left in the area, and they've holed up in an old Templar outpost nearby. We've cut them off from the lyrium supply, but we're worried they'll get desperate and start trying to make their own lyrium in there somehow. Maker knows that isn't going to turn out well for the locals.
So, like, don't we have to go meet Cassandra?
It's alright, she knows that you're going to be a little bit delayed.
Oh, does she?
Well,
yeah,
working for the Inquisition.
Ran into
anything
her.
Goes the way you expect.
I mean,
Accurate.
can you tell us a little bit more about the Templars?
Templars plus red lyrium equals bad.
I mean, like, how many of them are there? Are there
We're
like
not
a
sure.
ton? You're not sure.
We're
so
not
this
sure.
Is like, we need to do. Are we like recon, or are we just gonna go in and like smash, destroy?
I mean, preferably, the job would entail you guys going in and making sure none of them are left alive.
Can we just have like 1 second? Just a sec, okay?
Yeah, Cassandra said you might.
Glad you were warned. Give us a sec. And we huddle. Okay, guys. What do you think? Should we do this? I mean, it sounds like they want us to.
Hey, Zom, would we have heard of Krem and know that, like, they're legit and actually are with the Inquisition?
Yeah,
The Chargers? Probably not.
not necessarily. You can do a check to see if you know about it.
Yes. Remind me how I do that?
Let me see. Trying to decide what stat I would want you to use for it.
Would that fall under lore?
It could be lore of some kind or history knowledge, perhaps.
And that's
Sure.
under cunning, I think?
I think so.
That's a 10.
A 10 for your check. Yeah, I'd say that you're aware that the Inquisition had a lot of members, but you wouldn't necessarily know this one by name.
Right.
So it's not necessarily something that you'd recognize right off the bat.
So how do we know these guys are legit?
I mean, maybe they have like a token or something?
Hey guys,
No.
how do we know that you're legit? Like, we don't know you.
He kind of looks at Dahlia, and then he looks back at you guys, and he's like, I mean, what are the odds that someone else is going to know that Cassandra just hired you?
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. That's a really good point, actually.
Alright,
Valid.
okay.
I'm cool with doing this. What do you guys think?
I mean, I go where the squishies go.
Hang on a sec, and I'll like pop my head over our little huddle and be like, "Are we getting paid for this job?"
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
I feel like a Dahlia would turn to Krem and be like, we get paid?
Krem's like, by the way, Cassandra asked me to deliver this present to you. Like I said, this is Adalia, and she'd like her to work with you guys both on this job and the other job you're working on.
Oh, I'm super excited about that, but maybe you shouldn't refer to elves as presents. That's kind of not cool.
It's cool.
Oh.
I've spent enough time with the Chargers. They've called me much worse.
Oh, Hannah, it's nice to meet you.
I'm Aria.
I'm Reggie.
Okay, we gotta hit things?
I guess so.
Sure. Okay, so where are we going after these Templars?
Okay, so he gives you guys a map along with a missive written by somebody he calls his boss. And the map just sort of like shows the Templar outpost is just like right up the road. It's just like behind some trees. It's not far off the location at all, so it's not super out of your way. And when you unroll the missive, it reads, "New guys, I heard Cassandra picked you up in some tavern, and from the sounds of it, you're my kind of people. I know you're busy with tracking her down to get the details of that job, but I have a little something that needs doing, and it happens to be right along your way. I'm sure my lieutenant has given you the rough details. The job should be simple enough. Get into the stronghold, kill anything that moves. No subterfuge or spy work required. I don't even need information, just your assurance that all those poor bastards are dead. Since Cass trusts you, I assume I can take you for your word. Plus, if I find out you lied, I have ways of making you wish you, your parents, and even your ancestors had never been born." That line's underlined like 4 times.
Great. Cool.
Anyways,
Hey, that's not threatening at all.
Anyways, you get the job done, you'll have a nice reward waiting for you in Morophius. I won't tell you what it is, because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I promise you it's worth it. And as a show of good faith, here's 3 gold pieces to line your pockets until then. Let my lieutenant know if you're game. And
Yeah,
so,
I think I'm gonna like working
Wait,
with this boss.
let my lieutenant know if you're what?
you're game.
I heard gay.
No, game!
I was like, well,
I mean, you can tell him if you're gay too, if you want. If we're just gonna like have a coming out party with the Inquisition agents, that's fine. I mean, if you want to get something off your chest.
Pride flags. Like marching into the Templar stronghold with our pride flags.
It only works if you stab them with the flags afterwards.
Yes, that's what vanquishes them.
It's the only
Sorry.
cure for red lyrium. Alright, so now you've got that, Krem will sort of wave and give you a nod and say, "Good, I'll let our contacts in Morophius know to expect you. Here's the 3 gold pieces that you guys were promised," and he just drops the 3 gold pieces into Alhana's hand. And he says, "Good luck in there. I'll be off." He gives a little salute, and then he picks up his hammer, swings it over his shoulder, and he just starts walking off in a different direction.
Bye.
I wolf whistle at him.
You
You can see him like
you cremmy.
you see him like sort of turtle into his armor, and you can almost feel his blush radiating out.
I feel like this deserves that "hate to see
boy.
you, but I love to watch you leave" comment.
He walks faster.
I would be really happy to be rid of Adalia for a while.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. So, DM, you just gave us like 3 gold pieces total for the group.
It is 3 gold pieces total for the group. Figure that out.
Hey group, do you want me to start like a group fund, or do you want me to dole these out like?
Group fund is actually a good idea.
Yeah, group fun.
Okay, so I guess I'm the treasurer.
Congratulations on your promotion from guard to treasurer.
You are the merchant, so.
Gonna make it rain, y'all. Oh, sorry. Okay. Group staff. Oh, and just so everybody knows, I come with like a really big backpack because I'm like so much bigger than all of you guys. If you have some stuff that you just don't want to carry but needs to be with you, I've totally got the room for it. So
Am I allowed to take naps in the backpack? I am a
Oh.
small elf.
No, but you could totally like take a nap on me. I'll put you on my shoulders.
Nice.
Just like you like grab onto my horns, and my hair is so floofy. You can use it as a pillow, and it smells really good. See, you smell it. Smell.
That's good. That's good.
Anyway.
So yeah, you guys are ready to head on to the.
Templars.
I just imagine like down with Templars, down with Templars.
Yes.
Open the door, they're all waiting for us. Like, how did they know we were coming?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh jeez.
Well, like as we approach where the map told us to go, I was gonna like casually get my swords out. I'll apply my sides and like an actual stance. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, so.
You're just like holding them like they're gross things.
Like, hey guys! Whack, 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 whack.
You just slap fight but with blades.
They're like cheer pom pom.
Yes, exactly! Give me a death! Yay! Stab!
This is where Adalia feels like it's pertinent to let you guys know that she is a stealthy elf, so I can stealth check things for you before I try flying your ass in the front yard.
That's so good that we have one of those. There's not me.
I checked your guys' stats, that's why I'm stealthy.
Oh.
Okay. So you arrive at what can only be the deserted Templar outpost. From the looks of the place, it could still be deserted, even though you've been told there are people in there. And had you not known that there were insidious, corrupted Templars inside, you never would have thought twice about anybody being in this place. It's a single tower reaching into the sky with the tattered flags bearing the Templar's flaming blade clinging to crumbling stonework. It seems to lean subtly to the left, as though the great rock foundation was giving in to the heavy weight of time. The elements have eroded much of the once beautiful architecture over the years, and all that remains is a lump of a building that's a sad remnant of a once proud group of men and women. The building seems like a ghost, just as the Order seems like a ghost. Just a hollow memory of something the people of Thetis used to trust.
Do I see any red lyrium around anywhere?
No.
Okay.
There is a large door set in the front of the building, and there is no lock that you can see.
Okay, I'm gonna do a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh, what did I do?
You're sneaky, but not perceptive. You don't really hear anything moving inside or out. All seems quiet.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna open the door.
All right. So with a giant creak, the door swings open, and the dim entryway of the tower is visible beyond. Dust is the most prominent inhabitant of the room. You can see faint footprints trailing across the floor, but it looks to have been a long time since anyone has passed through this way. There's some
Sorry.
toppled and unlit torches resting against the wall, and boxes that have long since been emptied litter the floor.
I yell, I cut my hands around my mouth and I yell, "Hey guys, the maker smells like cheese farts!" I can get him, like, I'm trying to rile him up. They're Templars.
You don't.
Clearly it does not work.
You don't hear anything. There's a door on the left side of the
There's
room.
nobody here.
There's a door
I
on
think
the
that
left.
Grim guy was wrong.
There's a door on the left side of the room, another on the right side of the room, and then a stairwell leading to the next floor of the tower, opposite the entrance you just came in.
Okay, I'll put them.
Is it circular? Is the tower circular?
Yeah.
Or like, okay.
Relatively, kind of.
So we have left, right, or stairway?
Yeah.
Does the stairway go upwards or downwards?
Upwards to the next floor of the tower.
I mean, you guys want to go up?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
Stuff in the other rooms. We could
Oh, well, maybe we.
I
And
like stuff.
I mean, stuff is good. Like, if you want to look for stuff, we'll chill. Go look for stuff.
Well, also we should check the rooms because if there's anyone in behind it, and if we go up the stairs, we could get ourselves trapped if Templars come up behind us. So we should check the rooms first.
Oh, it's so nice to have
Tactics.
like a strategist with us. Oh my god.
Right?
It's a wonder we're not dead yet.
Well, to be fair, you had one fight and Cassandra saved you, so...
One fight that involved no one hitting anyone.
Okay, I'm gonna try and stealth into the left room.
Okay.
So let me see what I got. Oh, that's much better. 12.
Okay, so you go in the room, and you're very stealthy. Once you open the door, you realize that it's empty. It's a nearly empty armory. There's rusted weapon stands, broken spears, a shield that looks as though it's been used as a fire pit, laying on the ground. None of it appears to be usable.
There's nothing in the left room. Okay. Check out the right room, I guess.
Sounds
I guess let me try one more time. Let's see if I get good luck on this one. And 3, 8, 9, 12 for the right room.
You are super sneaky, and the nothing that is in the room does not detect you. You walk into an old pantry. Almost no food remains, and most of the shelves are lined with nothing but mold and crumbs.
Oh, it's stinky in there. Ew. Gross. Yuck.
Okay, sweet. Now we go to the stairs.
I guess you guys just want to line up behind me.
That's usually the plan, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, if someone happens to like knock me over, like it's gonna suck for you guys, but they'd have to try pretty hard. So, cool.
Maybe let's give her a couple paces behind her then.
See, tactics. I'm missing that part. That's so good.
All right, so y'all just march it up.
6'10".
All right.
Yeah, march it up. I'm making a ton of noise, but I'm not actively like trying to dull my steps either.
Yeah. Okay. So you walk up the stairwell. It sort of curves a little bit, but not too much. And you enter a massive and still empty hallway. This might have been used as a dinner area for the Templars at some point, but the great table that used to rest in the center of the room has been reduced to nothing more than splinters.
Guys, it's empty and it's gross.
There are 2 doors to the left of the room and 3 doors to the right of the room, and then another stairwell leading up.
Left, right, up. Again, in that order.
Sure.
There's 2 on the left and 3 on the right. Hey,
If you
so
prefer, we can go left, right, left, right.
Let's do that. Yeah. I'm just here to hit things.
All right, so y'all just going in order, ping-ponging back and forth?
Yes, yes.
A zigzag.
Yeah, it's got
That's
that.
planning. That's tactics.
So when you approach the first door on the left, the door is like partially off the hinges, and when you touch it to open it, it just falls off and clatters to the floor with a loud bang that sort of echoes all around you guys.
Stealth is out.
But nothing particularly happens after the noise. You guys sort of take a second, and you're like, but you don't hear anything respond. Inside the
Can I do a
room.
perception check to like see, just to make sure that there's not something lurking.
You can do perception
Around.
checks in all of these rooms.
Right. Well, I will do a perception check in this room.
Well, let me describe what you see first, and then
Oh, sorry.
see if you still want to perceive anything. Inside, you see crushed shards of red crystal and an angry red glow coming from one of them. There is a body against the wall, a woman propped up against it. Her head lolls to the side, and her hair is draped over her face. From the state of her body, it does not appear that she has been dead long. but she is really ghastly to look upon. Her veins bulge against the confines of her skin, and they're filled with something thicker and blacker than normal blood.
Oh, Arya turns away.
Ooh, I'm gonna go poke her with like the tip of one of my swords. I'm not stabbing her. I'm just kind of. I'm not like.
A little respect for the dead might be nice.
As you poke her, she just kind of like flops over and sort of is in just like this mound.
Ooh, guys, she's not really stiff yet, so we should probably watch out for like bad guys. Just a thought. And
Yeah.
maybe we shouldn't touch this red stuff because it doesn't look good.
No, that is red lyrium for sure.
And that's bad. Yes, that's real
Yes. Yes, very bad.
Okay, quick question, DM.
Yes.
How much knowledge do we as players have? Like, have we heard of red lyrium? Is that like big enough in the world that we know what it is?
Yeah, you would have known that it's what Corypheus was using to corrupt Templars. So, like,
Right.
the war with Corypheus was big enough that, like, you knew a bad guy did a thing. You knew the Inquisition stopped him. You knew that he took control of the Templars. That would have been widespread knowledge, like,
Okay. Okay.
in the newspapers or whatever.
Would we know about Red Lyrium's role in Kirkwall?
No.
Okay.
I don't know that would have been widespread enough unless somebody lived in Kirkwall all the time.
Right. Last question.
Yeah.
Is it like calling to us or are we good?
So far it's not making any sounds.
Awesome.
Yay.
The rock is not speaking to you. Yet.
Oh no!
Just kidding, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Dumb!
Sure, Zom. Okay, well, I don't want to perceive anything else in this room, so.
What?
Instead, I don't want to perceive anything else in this room.
Okay, so we've got a not long dead body, and we've got what seems to be no way out of this temple except for down and perhaps up, or not temple, tower. Which leads me to believe that there's either something above us or something escaping.
Up we go?
Are you guys gonna not check the
Other rooms?
the other rooms?
Well, yeah, there's like 4 other rooms, aren't there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you if you just want to barrel up the tower. I'm game.
I mean, we're 0 for 3. Plus 1 dead body, so.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a choice between information and time, in case there is something above us that might be gone by the time we get up there.
Yeah, we weren't really asked for information. We were just hired to kill a bunch of people, so.
True.
Like, I'm all for, hey, we could kill everybody and then come back and look around. How about we do that?
Sure, if that's what you want to do.
Guys? Reggie?
I mean, it seems bad things are happening here, to me at least. We could always just go back down, go outside, and knock the whole tower down. That way we know that it will be done.
Oh,
It's not that sturdy.
I love that idea.
So what would be the plan there?
Yeah,
I'll kind of ram it.
do that.
I mean, I'll see if I can find the weakest part of the tower, and we just blast it until it goes away.
Oh no!
Well, it would also, if like there were people in here, it would bring them running for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They would like have to funnel at us, which could be tactically helpful, maybe.
Yeah, because the one problem I can see here is that we would either be overrun or we would be trapped going in or out. So if we just knock the whole thing down, we can at least have a way where we can attack from somewhere else that's not a tower. We'll have an open advantage.
I like Reggie's plan. It's a good plan. It sounds like fun.
Okay.
I'm not too sure on knocking down this tiny town's infrastructure. I'm not sure they'll be fans of us if we do that.
It is a plan. I will put that out there.
It's
If
a
it's a
plan.
good plan, it's a plan.
I mean, let me be clear. This tower isn't related to a town. I think you just mentioned a town, Celeste.
Did we not pass through a town?
You passed through some villages a while back. This is just like an outpost that was off to the side of the road. So it's not like connected to a town or anything. And it,
Right.
like I said, it looks like it had just been abandoned. But when the Templar Order left it, nobody moved in to claim it.
Right. It just seems like a little bit of unnecessary destruction. I'm certainly not going to stand between you and the tower. I'm we're that way guarding it, but just my 2 cents. Or 2 copper pennies, I guess.
Well, I'm for destruction.
What are your thoughts, Dahlia?
I would say, I don't know about the rest of you, but I am not super rich here, so anything that we could find to loot, to sell, I don't really get paid from the chargers, so I could really use anything we find in here, or equipment, or there might be some leads, as well as maybe information where there's other Red Templars hold up. If we knock it down, we lose any potential. We can knock it down and we can basically fulfill the goal, but we miss out on anything in here. So if we're cool with that, then destruction's the path.
Why don't we loot, head upwards, and then if we find nothing, knock the tower down?
Okay. I'm on board with that.
Just blow it up if it's empty. Alright, so what are you guys doing? Because right now you're in the middle of a room with a dead body.
Oh, yep, let's leave this room, like, now.
I'm gonna I want to loot the dead body.
You want to loot the dead body? Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. I guess I did want to perceive stuff in the room. Oh, shit. 12, 13. 17! Why are you laughing?
Find parts of her, aren't you?
She turns into
I think this is an ear.
Yeah, you have her ear now. That's right. You just cut it off.
No, that's not what I want.
So as you look over this body that you already slumped onto the ground by poking it with your sword, you notice that in her hand she's kind of holding another bottle of this blue liquid. Around her neck, she wears an amulet that pulses with a strange energy. It bears a family crest of a bird with the prophet's laurel in its beak. It was obviously a family heirloom of some kind. It definitely looks like that's why she was wearing it over her armor. The name Elena is etched in the back with a lovely looping script.
So this, is really depressing, and I'm gonna take her amulet, and I'm just gonna stick it in my pouch, and kind of, just try to remember it's there, so if I recognize her crest on anything, I can ask about it.
Okay.
Okay, are we moving on to the next room?
And I also take whatever the blue thing is, which I'm assuming is lyrium.
Okay, I'm gonna say that when you pick up the amulet, you sort of discern that it's got some sort of enchantment to it.
Hey, this thing feels magic-y. Can anybody figure out what it's doing?
I can try.
Yeah. Does somebody want to make? I don't. Do we have? What's the equivalent of Arcana check?
Would it be arcane lore?
Yeah, Arcane lore. I would say.
Oh wow, that is a 18.
You super know what this amulet does. So you look at it and you're just like, oh yeah, it drains the magic from whatever or whoever is near.
So please keep that away from us.
No, so I'm gonna put the amulet in the chat. So this is Elena's amulet, and it does -1 to all spell damage aimed at the wearer, and -1 to all casting checks aimed at the wearer. So anytime anybody tries to do magic against the person who's wearing it, they're gonna have some issues.
Against, it doesn't drain the magic.
Yeah, no, it does not just suck magic from things.
Okay. Which little squishy wants this? Hey, my squishies. I need a better name for that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay,
I'll take it.
here you go.
Thank you.
But I'm actively going to remember that crest and see if I recognize it anywhere.
Okay.
The next room?
Mm-hmm.
Which room you going for?
The next one on the left. Because that was the first one on the left, right?
Yeah, that was the first door on the left.
Okay. So
The second door on the left.
Okay, so you open the door and you were immediately hit with a wave of unnerving energy. Red light floods over you from the room beyond, and as the door swings completely open, you can see spires of red lyrium just clinging to the walls. A sickly song fills your ears just at the edge of your mind, and you immediately feel as though your skin were crawling. You can see what might be the remnants of people lodged in the crystal, but any human characteristics have long since been overtaken by the jagged edges of the ore.
I don't like this room.
I will close the door then.
Red lyrium bad.
No, that's a problem, especially if we want to take the tower down, because if we blow up the tower, that's going to get everywhere. That's probably not what they want us to do.
You know what? That's a really good point.
Yeah, airborne red lyrium would not be, and we'd probably be in the vicinity when it went airborne as well.
Yeah, so as much as I would love to just bash this thing to bits, I think maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, me? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good idea to spread red lyrium.
No. So there's 3 doors on the right, and like some. I'll be out here if you need me. Like the red lyrium really creeped me out.
Okay, so you're just backing way off.
Well, I'm just kind of hanging out in the hallway, like ready to fight if I need to, but I am not gonna be the one that goes in there and opens those up.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
open the next door.
Okay, which one? 1, 2, or 3?
One.
1. Okay, so as you open the door, you realize that there are figures standing in the room, and they immediately turn, and you see 2 men looking back at you who look incredibly ill. Their skin is pale and their veins are bulging, as though their blood were like almost trying to escape their bodies. Their eyes look dead and glassy. And they pretty much attack before you have time to do just about anything. So everybody roll for initiative.
It's on.
Alright.
Roll for initiative.
What is my... 16.
Okay, give me just a sec. Where's my thing?
13 for a dog.
Hang on, I'll ask for your numbers in a hot
cool.
second instead of all of you saying it once and then me going, what was it again?
I'm so glad not to be the warrior this time and always go last.
And we're going to call these 2 Steve and Janice.
That makes me think of Janice from Friends. Yeah, though.
Okay, so Alhana, what did you get?
16.
Reggie?
I rolled an 11. What was I adding to that?
I think it's speed.
Dexterity.
Is it dexterity?
Is 3d6 plus dexterity.
That's
All
why
right,
the
so
rogues
that's
always go
11
first of them
plus
on.
13.
Okay. Adalia?
13.
And Aria.
8.
I don't know why I keep forgetting your character name. Like, yours is the only one I'm having trouble remembering, and I don't know why.
I'm deeply sorry.
Okay. That's kind of fitting, Aria. You're going to be last in the order because you're surprised that you opened the door and were attacked. Alright, so first in the order is going to be Al.
Okay, So I've got my 2 swords, and I'm just gonna charge at the nearest guy, girl, whoever, the nearest person, and like try to slash at their head because I have that nifty little ring that I picked up last time, and I don't remember what it does. So I'm terrible.
It's the ring of decapitation, right?
That thing, yes. I can't write it down. What does this do? Okay, you know what?
It should be +2 to a strength or attack.
It's plus something to damage.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it should be +2. I think.
Hang on.
That's my baby on Adina. I love that.
+1 to all damage when you aim at the head, or aim at the jugular, essentially.
Okay, that's where I'm aiming. And so I have to roll to hit first, right?
Yep.
Which is my 3d6 plus my strength, which is... Okay. 12.
Okay. That... Crap, what is it you're trying to roll against for hitting? I forgot what the stat is.
Defense?
Defense, right?
Defense.
Yeah.
12? That is a hit.
Yeah! So I get plus what the damage?
Plus 1, yeah.
Plus 1 to damage. Okay. I have... Oh, my sword. 2d6 plus 1. Okay.
And you didn't roll any doubles on your last roll?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, actually I did. I had 2 4s.
Okay, so what was the number on your dragon die?
A 1.
A 1? Okay, so you have 1 stunt point, and you can choose to use it if you want. So if you want to look at the stunt list.
Yeah. You know what? No, not right now.
Okay.
I'm just flashing. I'm just going for it. 11, 12, 13.
13. Okay. So you slash at its head and neck, and you definitely do a nice gash sort of across the collarbone. You don't quite decapitate or anything, but you make a nice gash that sort of you can see it sort of oozing this black ichor. And next in the order is going to be Reggie.
I would like to stay far away as possible from these people. So I will just try to do my arcane lance at them.
Okay, so roll to see if you hit.
I roll 8. I rolled 11 again. And I'm adding, we said dexterity to it?
Yes. For
No, for what?
for magic, or for the arcane lance, not magic missile.
So that would be...
I think it's dexterity because it counts as a melee attack. So
It counts, it said use it as a normal ranged attack.
yeah, so that would be dexterity.
Okay.
Yeah. So add your
So that'd
dex.
be another 13.
Okay, that's a hit.
Ooh. And then I could do... So I do 5 magic damage to whichever one is farthest away.
Okay. So the farthest away one.
Yeah.
So you smack a magical. Trying to say anything but missile, and I can't think of anything. A magical bullet into Steve, and he takes it in the chest. It sort of explodes all over him, and he stumbles back a little bit, but he still looks pretty good.
Pretty!
Adalia, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to attack with my short sword on the guy with the open neck wound.
Okay. Janice has the open neck wound.
Janice. God damn it, Janice. Okay, so 13 for hit.
That's a hit.
Perfect. And no doubles. So my short sword is 1d6 plus 4 for 9.
Okay. So you hit in the general, like, you almost, like, you lengthen the cut that he already has by, like, an inch. Okay, and now it is Janice's turn. And he is going to aim at Alhana because she was the first to attack, so he's all uppity towards her. And he's going to hold out his hand towards you and open his palm, and a spray of red lyrium shards are just going to start blasting towards you. So that would be a 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, so you sort of dodge out of the way of all these red lyrium, and they just sort of smack into the wall behind you. But now it is Steve's turn. And he is just going to straight up try to attack you with his long sword. And that is a 16 to hit.
Oh, yes, it hits.
Okay. So you take 10 melee damage from this sword.
Yeah.
I don't know if did you guys get hit with anything last combat session?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so,
No.
but the way melee damage would work is you subtract whatever your armor stat is from the damage, so.
Yeah. Got it. I'm unfazed.
Okay, and that was Steve's turn, so now it's Arya's turn.
Yay! I'd like to cast Mind Blast. Do you want me to read the description?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you create a circular blast of telekinetic force within a 2-yard radius that any 50 yards that you can see. Those caught in the blast are knocked prone and cannot take a major action on their next turn. Targets that make a successful strength test versus your spell power are only knocked prone. In either case, any prepared actions are lost.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'd like to.
So they have to make strength tests.
Yes, but I think I have to beat my own test number first to
Okay,
actually
to
cast
see if you cast it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So that is yes, I did. Success.
And what is the spell test
The number
that we
they
have to beat? Yeah,
So yeah, they've got to make a strength check that's 14.
they have to beat 14.
Mhm.
Okay, so Janice makes it.
Mhm.
Oh, but Steve does not. So Steve is prone. He's sort of.
I think they're both prone, but Steve can't take an action his next turn.
Well, that's what prone is basically. Is when it knocks them down so that they can't do anything the next turn.
It says targets that make a successful strength test versus spell power are only knocked prone.
Oh, okay. So they're both prone then.
I think so, yeah. But you are the DM. What you say is law.
Let me check. Where's my book?
You can override.
Because what was the if they fail the strength check, what is the bonus that they get?
If they failed it,
Yeah.
it says that they cannot take a major action on their next turn. So I think it's kind of like they can't even recover from being prone, but I don't know. Maybe that's a minor action.
I think prone works differently than I remember it. Okay, I'm not gonna look in the rule book for 8 hours trying to figure it out. The book is friggin' massive. I'll check it later. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Janice can make a check to try and see if they can get unprone on their turn and see if they'll be able to take an action, but Steve can't till his next turn. So cool beans, and then I'll take any damage from that.
No.
Okay.
I can see anyway.
Okay, so Alhana, back to you.
You said, which was the one that I slashed in the throat?
Janice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Janice and I'm gonna take my sword and like hold it over her throat and just stab straight down.
Okay. So I think since they're prone, you have advantage to your attack roll.
It's an auto hit.
What? Is it auto hit?
It's an auto hit. You roll just to make sure you don't have doubles for stuff
That's right,
points,
yeah.
but it's an auto hit.
Okay. So see if you stunt.
Oh, I do have doubles. I have 2 6s, and one of my doubles is a 6, and my stunt dice was a 6. So I have, like,
Nice.
6.
Okay, so the dragon die has the number 6 on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All the stuff points.
So many stunt points. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, this is just not even worth it because I'm just gonna kill him. I'm gonna tag the perfectly witty remark on the end of one of my actions. Take this, bitch! And I stab him in the neck.
Okay. How much damage do you do? You still have to roll to see how much damage you do. It's not an auto kill.
11, 12, 13, 14. 7? No, that's not right.
While she's adding that up,
Oh, that was right.
Chrissy, do you remember if prone affects the armor stat at all?
No, you still have to. Oh, as far as like bypassing their armor?
Yeah, or was that a stunt? I think that's a stunt that I'm remembering that Jason used to pull.
The pierce armor, as you find a chink in your enemy's armor.
Okay, yeah.
Rating is halved, and that's 2 points for a stun.
Well, then I do that.
Okay, so
I
you're
have like 6 points.
You're
And
cutting
I-
his armor in half? Okay.
Well, I was aiming for his throat because I get the extra plus.
Yeah,
1.
they still have an armor stat. You don't get to bypass the armor just because you're aiming for specific spell. Okay.
I wasn't like, no, that's not what I meant. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I missed. No, but I like 17 was what I rolled. So
17 for damage? Okay, and you're halving the armor?
yes.
Okay. Say hi to Maddie and Jason.
Hi, Maddie and Jason.
Scared the crap out of me. Somebody broke into our house.
Okay. So you actually deal a pretty impressive blow to the neck, but you just miss the jugular. You just miss it. So Janus is down there, just sort of. He's in a bad way. There's definitely blood, gross, infected blood spewing everywhere, but he's still breathing. So Reggie, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna try to cast a spell.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. Let's see. I will cast Arcane Bolt.
Okay.
I guess Steve.
Okay, so go ahead and give it a whirl. Do you have to what's the casting requirements for it?
I am looking for that now.
Okay.
Because I forgot to write it down. This book is so long.
I know. They include a lot of neat information if you've never ever played a tabletop game before, but a lot of it is just like a bit cumbersome to get through if you're familiar at all.
Here's how you roll a dice.
I'm looking for.
I don't even know what page the spellbook is on.
It's 110.
Okay.
And what are you trying to discern for magic?
What I'm supposed to cast for Arcane Bolt.
Yeah, the requirements for Arcane Bolt.
Let me check that PDF that has the really nice streamlined magic stuff.
Yeah.
Found it.
Yep.
Okay. A bolt of arcane energy springs from your hand or your staff and streaks towards a visible target within 30 yards.
Okay.
The arcane bolt inflicts 2d6 damage with bonus damage equal to the casting of roll's dragon die. The target makes a successful dexterity acrobatics test versus your spell power. The spell only inflicts 1d6.
Okay.
So he has to hit a target number of 10, I believe.
Okay, but I think you have to roll to see if it casts first,
Okay.
which should be...
Oh, so I have to hit the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to hit the 10.
Yeah,
And then you have to hit 10 plus your magic.
yeah, casting
Well,
roll is
I
3d6 plus
Oh,
magic.
you failed?
Yeah, I got 5.
Oh. Okay, so you try to cast it, but it just sort of like little sparkly fizzles fall out of your fingers.
Oh no.
Are we doing the magical mishap stuff?
I did roll 2 1s.
Oh. Two ones isn't a full critical fail. Because it should be, all 3 of them have to be 1s for a full critical fail. But if we do magical mishap, what's the number on your dragon die?
3.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so the shock of not being able to cast your spell is going to leave you unable to cast for... You know what? I'm going to have you roll this. You're not going to be able to take any... You're not going to be able to cast magic for a 1d6 number of rounds of combat. So
Oh no.
roll a d6 to find out how many rounds of combat you're going to be out.
Oh, that's 6.
That is what I rolled too. I was trying to give you an out because I also rolled a 6. Okay, so you can still take... You can take actions on your turn, but you can't cast magic.
Okay.
For 6 rounds. So keep track of how many rounds we've gone through as we go. But let me make a
I'm
note
sure
here.
we'll get to 6.
Okay, so Adalia, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna take care of Janice, so I'm gonna roll. She's still prone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So no doubles there. Of course, that was the good roll. Okay, let me roll another one. So 1d6. So 9 damage. Or whatever's gaping open on her.
Yeah, okay. I'd say you finished the job on the neck. You hit the jugular. The rest of the blood just kind of spills all over the floor. It's all sticky and gross, and Janice is not moving anymore.
Just got Steve left.
Steve. And it's Steve's turn, but he can't do fuck all because he failed that spell check. So now it's Arya's turn.
Oh, excellent. I'd like to cast Winter Grasp, which, oh god, I had it open and then I was searching for Arcane Bolt.
Sorry.
Oh,
No, don't do. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question about
Yeah.
so she succeeds in freezing him, like, does that still work like it does in the video game where you can like whack it and shatter it? Like does that mechanic
That's
still
a good
exist?
question. I don't know.
Never mind. Sorry, go ahead, Celeste.
I don't know the answer either, but you envelop a visible target within 20 yards of you in a cloud of frost and ice that lasts a number of rounds equal to your magic ability. The round you cast it, Winter's Grasp inflicts 1d6 penetrating damage. While the spell is in effect, the target must make a Constitution stamina test versus my spell power at the start of each of his turns. If successful, the spell ends. If the test is failed, the target takes 1d6 penetrating damage and suffers a cumulative -2 penalty to speed. Those killed by Winter's frozen solid.
Okay. Okay, so they're not frozen solid until they're dead.
Yeah,
what it
I
sounds
think
like.
they're just
Okay.
very, very cold before
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, they totally shatter if you hit them once they're dead.
Well, I mean, obviously.
I mean, you asked.
So,
Okay.
No.
So were you successful with the casting?
yes, I was.
Okay,
And then,
so-
what am I doing?
Do I do my save? What is it? A strength save?
It's Constitution
Constitution.
against 14.
Yeah, I beat that.
Okay, so the round you cast at Winter's Grasp inflicts 1d6 penetrating damage. Does that still last, even though you passed
Yeah,
it?
that'll happen. I think it's just the lasting effects don't. So like you didn't freeze me, and it's not going to continue, but you still do 1d6 damage.
Right. Okay, that's a 4 then.
Okay. He's got frosted tips on his hair now. He's all chilly. Okay, so that brings us to Ahana.
I'm gonna do the same thing I did to his buddy, and I'm just gonna take my sword and
Okay, roll. It's an automatic hit, but roll to see if you stunt.
I do not.
Okay, so then roll your damage.
Oh, what am I doing? That's not my damage. 2d6 plus 1. I'm sorry.
You're just like, all the dice.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yep. Oh, shit. Not even. Okay. Oh, that's doubles now. 11.
Okay. You like mess up his collarbone. I can't math off the top of my head. Okay. And Reggie? You can't magic, but
Nope. I got a staff though. I can whack it.
Arcane bolt.
That's magic.
That's
I think-
magic. I can't
yeah.
cast spells.
It counts as casting a spell, it just hits like a melee attack.
Lame.
So I will just straight up
Fist
whack
it,
it with a
punch.
stick.
Okay, roll to see if you hit.
Uh, 4, 7. Yeah. Should I add anything to that?
It's your staff?
Yeah.
So his strength is a melee attack.
Yeah,
So
strength.
8.
8, does, no, well, no, he's prone.
Wrong, it'll hit.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
prone,
okay.
so he automatically hits, so, did you stunt? Doubles?
I rolled 2 2s.
Okay, so which one are you counting as your dragon die?
My little green one.
Okay, so what's the number on
3.
that? A 3? Okay, so you have 3 stunt points. Do you have the stunt chart pulled up anywhere?
No, but I think Reggie's so frazzled. I don't think he's ready to stunt yet.
She doesn't have-
Very magic isn't working, so it's just very
Well-
very like crazed.
I would use the 2 points and half their
Whack.
armor.
How come nobody ever used
Or
the
Mighty
grenade
Blow, you
stunt?
add an extra 1d6 damage to your attack.
Ooh.
And that's 2 points.
Oh, okay, I can use that
Yeah, I was gonna say that would probably help with a melee attack.
from a mage.
So what are you using for the
Uh,
stunt?
The Mighty Blow, or either the armor or the Mighty Blow, whatever.
I'll do the mighty blow then.
Okay, yeah. So an extra
Right.
add an extra d6 to your damage roll.
Okay. So that's 9, 10, and then I add a d6 to that.
Yeah. So yeah, add another d6.
That's an 11 to hit.
Okay.
I think Reggie missed her calling in her life and should have been like a warrior.
She's very strong.
You know what? This was a gap year, was it not? That's the perfect find out your calling.
Okay, so you whack Steve on the top of the head, and you can see like a purple welt already starting to form. You definitely gave him a concussion. He's not doing so great. So that brings us to Adalia.
Okay, I'm going to aim at that dude's neck with my short sword. Okay, I got 5 stunt points. Definitely would have hit. That was 3 5s. I'm going to go ahead and half his arm and add an extra d6 to my attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll 2d6 here. So that is 6 plus 4, so 10 damage. And his armor's
and
half.
his armor's halved. What were you aiming for on him?
Neck.
Yeah, you decapitated him. His head just goes rolling over across the room and then down the stairs.
Bye-bye, head. You're disgusting.
And you have
Is anyone
successfully...
injured?
No. Oh, well, yeah, I am. I'm a little hurt. Like, I kind of bombed. Yeah, I could use a little bit of, if you've got something.
Yeah, I do. I have heal. Is it okay if I cast that? Or were you gonna say something?
No, you can heal. That's fine. Have fun.
Cool.
Have at it.
I
I was just gonna say they're dead, so you're out of combat now.
Brilliant! Your touch seals wounds and restores vigor to one wounded target. You can choose to spend up to 3 mana points when you cast this spell. For each mana point spent, the target gets back 1d6 health. You can cast this on yourself. So, how hurt are you?
I need like 6 points.
6 points? Okay, I'll spend...
Baby injury.
Yes, baby injury.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
I'll spend 2 mana points and cast 2d6. So that is an 8.
Oh, wow, I have been overhealed. Hey, back to full life. Oh my gosh, I feel so good, Arya. And I give her a big
Yay!
thank you so much.
I hug back.
Okay, so you guys have 2 dead Red Templar at your feet. One of them is missing a head.
We should loot the bodies.
Okay, go ahead and do a perception check on their bodies.
Okay. 14.
Okay, you guys get... Give me just a sec. Sorry. Yeah. You guys find on one of them, there's not a whole lot. They've got about 10 silver pieces just sort of stuffed in their pockets. And one of them is holding a very elaborate looking key that's got the crest of the insignia of the Templars, the little sword with the fires on it, emblazoned on the handle of the key.
That looks important.
Yeah, take the things.
Okay, I take the things.
You've taken the things! Congratulations.
So we now have 3 gold and 10 silver and a really big key. So that was fun. Can we I guess maybe not do that again? Like maybe a little stop next time?
Yeah,
Or-
I'd be grateful for that. I'd like to not go into it first again. It expected that mistake.
I mean, I'll go into the next room.
Are you picking 2 or 3?
But I'm picking number 2, and I want to roll whatever I roll to make sure that it's not trapped and I don't hear anything on the other side.
So,
What does that mean?
I
Do you want me to
believe...
stealth into the room?
Ooh, good idea.
I was like, you want to stealth? It's gonna be. I think stealth is a perception check, but I'm not positive.
And when I picked the skill, it actually came up under dexterity.
Okay, yeah, dexterity. So, but if you
Yeah.
have the skill, it's definitely. So, are we having? Is Adalia stealthing into room 2?
I will stealth. Oh, and it's a good one too. I never get good rolls. 9, 12, 17.
Okay. So you sort of creep up to the door and you tip it open just a little bit, and you look in and you see what appears to be a kitchen. There's long metal counters lined with food that might have been edible during the 5th Blight, which was about 30-some years ago, something like that. I don't remember how long it was. It's at least 10 years ago. And the cooking utensils have been discarded and sort of thrown all over the room as though nothing more civilized than animals have been in and out of here for a long time. And you can kind of see in the back behind one of these tables, there's sort of 3 figures that are just sort of hunched and huddled over. They don't look like they're moving or looking at anything. They're just kind of hanging out back there silently with, pulsing veins.
I think I'm gonna back up slowly and close the door very carefully.
Okay, you successfully do that and they don't detect you.
Okay.
Something bad in there?
Lock that door.
Okay, yeah, moving on.
Okay.
Do we really want to try the next one? Or
So
should we just
there's
go
one more door left on the right, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me try and stealth that one as well, so we can see what we're fighting here before we barge in and get taken off by initiative. Let's see. 13.
Yeah, that's successful. So you walk up. You actually try to push open this door, but it doesn't open right away. There seems to be a lock on the handle of this one. I will also say
I don't have lock picking it.
I will also say that now that you're right up against it, you notice that this door is different than the other doors. It's made of metal, not wood. It feels like
Does
really
that key
thick.
fit? Does the Templar
Would you like to put the key in the door?
I will put the key in the door just in case there's something scary on the other side.
Okay. So I'm gonna let the stealthiness roll for this, and I'm gonna say that you put the key in the lock and you sort of push open the door a little bit. It makes a bit of a groaning sound, but it's still fairly soft. And you look into a room that's you're hit with the smell of red lyrium, just like the feeling of red lyrium the minute you push the door open. You can see that there are shelves that, with the glow of the red lyrium that's going on in there, there's shelves built all the way to the ceiling of this room, and they're just filled with bottles of red lyrium. The shelves are actually like bowed, like the shelving is starting to like dip and warp with the weight of all of these bottles that are in there. A great deal of the bottles have actually been emptied and smashed, but some of them are still full of red lyrium, enough to make the room all glowy and creepy. There are also a large number of figures milling around in the middle of this room.
I quietly close the door.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check to see if you close it quietly.
Okay. What do I?
It's dexterity.
Dexter. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. 15.
You do. You close the door quietly enough that they do not hear you.
Stealthy canary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just so weird.
Nothing good?
Okay, so like that room is like full of a bunch of people and a lot of red lyrium. And I mean, I know they said kill everything, but I think we should probably have a plan before we go bursting in there killing everything.
Why do I imagine her backing slowly out as she's like,
Oh,
like the whole way, like sneaking back, we're like, then shuts it, like,
Perfect.
Okay, let's huddle.
okay, guys.
Time for a plan.
It's scary in there.
Understood.
Real quick. Did I see how many people were in there?
You didn't necessarily take the time to count them.
Okay.
It wasn't readily available, and you didn't do any perception checks or anything.
Okay,
So,
that's fine. Okay, so like, there's lots of people in there, and I know we need to kill them.
I'll say you knew on sight it was more than 5.
More than 5?
Yeah.
Guys, there's like more than 5 people in here, and I know we're kill everybody, but we need a plan.
Okay, anyone have any ideas at all? That isn't, tear down the tower.
I mean, that's... You know, even with the red lyria, I'm sort of like, let's tear down the tower, because that's a lot of guys. I don't know. I can hit stuff. It's whatever you guys want to do.
Odd.
I was gonna say later I will be powerful enough to pull guys back and backstab them, but not now. Right now I just poke them and they'd get angry.
Right, yeah.
Joy
That's
be
kind
level
of
1.
the situation I'm in too. God, and we have nothing. We could head up and see if there's that past.
I was gonna say, we
then
do
that
have a
runs the risk of
stairway
them leaving.
upstairs, so we do have another path up.
But what
So,
if there's
how
more
many
guys
floors
upstairs?
is this tower, like, roughly?
Sorry, what
How
did
many
you say,
floors?
Celeste?
How many floors is this tower, roughly?
Um,
Like, assuming we could kind of tell from outside.
Give me a cutting check.
A cunning check?
Yeah,
Sure.
to see if you can discern that when you were looking and kind of math that.
That's 13.
13? You would say there is about 5-ish floors.
Okay.
And you guys
So
are
let's
on the second floor right now.
So long as we keep an eye out through any windows we see and make sure that no one's kind of leaving, I don't see any harm in going upstairs and seeing if take out the ones downstairs first.
Point of order for that. Just in case, like, what happens if we go upstairs and create a huge ruckus and then all these guys are, like, swarming at us from both sides?
Nothing good. Nothing good happens.
Okay.
We could try blockading the stairwell behind us, but that would leave us no way of getting.
Say that one more time?
We could try blocking the stairwell behind us, but then that would leave us.
Sorry.
What if we...
Celeste, you cut out a little bit. Did you say no way of getting back out?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she said basically locking like a door or something behind us at the stairwell.
Yeah, would stop us from being stormed from 2 directions, but would also stop us from reading.
Let's just go in and start hitting stuff.
Okay.
So you guys want to go in?
Chances of survival.
Well, I mean, okay, well, maybe not. I don't know. No one should make me make decisions. Like, that's why my parents get in the house. Like...
Adalia, you've shown a lot of forethought so far. Do you have any input?
I think there's a lot of dudes, so it's going to be very dicey. But if you feel confident in your ability to heal while we're in there, then yes. If you feel like you're a low level and not, then we're going to need to... We could always try and maybe draw some of them out, maybe like make a distraction, or maybe try and create, or maybe try and break them into 2 parties. Like, I feel like if we try and go into a large mob, I don't think we're going to survive. But if we could say, like, pull one, like, poke one, maybe get there, like, find a way to get one at a time, or...
Right, and let's not forget that there's another room here that also...
yes.
But they didn't
so
think they were
potentially,
fighting earlier.
if we make noise, we potentially aggro as well.
Yeah.
So there was at least 2 or 3 in that room as well.
Hey, how wide is the tower? Like, how quickly could we get from the rooms on the right to the rooms?
It is not terribly wide. I'd say it's... See, I'm really bad with, like, the spatial descriptions. It's not really bigger than, like, it's a kind of a tiny hallway, in between these things. Like, it's really a utilitarian place. It wasn't meant to be, like, a big, grand kind of place to live. This is a Templar outpost, so it's, like, military style, like, this hallway, and then there's rooms on the other sides, so, like, there's not a ton of space in between everything. And the rooms are not terribly big, either. They're fairly small.
Right. Okay. We could always try and use the rooms on the left as a place to lead them into, take them out in that way, instead of us being bottlenecked to a door, they're bottlenecked.
That's a really good plan.
Okay, do we want to get their attention?
Oh, I can do that. I can throw an axe at one of them.
I was gonna say, if Alhana tries to make a distraction, I could try and stealth. If she's taking all of their attention, I could try and stealth behind them, which also gives us another point of view. So I can
That's a good idea.
Try and break some of them apart. Because if I can stealth back, as a rogue, I can backstab, which gives me extra dice to roll. So I might get lucky and take one down behind them quietly as they turn to go at Alhana. So I want to try and stealth into the room, into a corner away from the doorway.
Okay. So
Alhana, so either I'm about to trigger the fight, or I'm about to give us.
So you're trying to stealth into the room now, before she distracts anybody.
Yeah. So we've got the door unlocked. We've unhooked it. We know they're in there. I'm gonna try and get into the room on an opposite corner. I'm gonna say it's a dark corner.
While she's doing that, I have my axe ready to throw.
Okay.
Because it takes a minor action to prepare it, so I'm doing that as she's stealthing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
So.
Are you sure you'll be okay? Because if there's them between us and you, I won't be able to get...
I think that's our only choice. I think we gotta take some here.
Okay, if you're certain.
Squishy. I was gonna say, we're squishy. I think we kind of gotta make this work.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm gonna roll for my stealth check, and then I'm gonna leave the door open behind me as I sneak in, so Alhan is just gonna be like, "What's up?"
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank God, that was a good roll. Okay. So, okay, so I rolled a 15.
Okay. You successfully push open the door, and after unlocking it, and you slip in, and you just sort of sidle around this group towards the back of the room, and you blend in with the sort of shimmering red light that's all over the place, and you make it to the back of the room undetected.
Can I do a perception check to see how many people we're fighting?
You can.
Okay, I'm gonna take a perception check, because that's where all my points are, thank God. 8, 10, okay, 14.
You count 8 Templars in this room.
Okay. Hi guys! And I go in and I throw my axe at the one that I see closest to me.
Okay, how much damage does the axe do? I'm gonna go ahead and just say it's an automatic hit. I'm gonna say it's an automatic hit because you're catching it by surprise and you had that action ready.
So,
Because I wouldn't be expecting a Canary there.
wait, do I get to roll? No, probably not for some points. Okay, so 1d6 plus 2.
Yeah.
5.
5? Okay.
5 points, yep.
Okay, so your axe just sort of bounces off the front of his armor.
I distracted him!
And with that sound and that, all 8 of the Templars turn to look at you. And let's all go ahead and roll initiative. Adalia is still unseen, however. She has not been detected.
Oh, yeah.
Adalia, because you are unseen, do you want to go first in the attack order, or do you want to roll standard initiative? Because technically you could get a surprise attack and go before anybody else, just because you're invisible back there.
And I think I'm going to get initiative on this one anyway, because I rolled like a 17.
Okay.
On this one. So, sure. So I'm going to...
Okay, hang on. I still want to get the rest of the initiative in order. You're going to be first. If you want to go ahead and take that bonus. You'll be first when we go. Okay, let me name these mofos real quick.
Name 8 Templars, that's fun.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
4 others.
I was like that at our last campaign, so I'm going to go through all this effort to them. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and she'd be like, "No, like Steve." And we're like, "Yeah, it's number 4. I want to stab number 4."
It's mostly so I can keep track of them a little bit better, and, you know, it adds flavor. Okay. I'm rolling their initiatives now, so.
That's an ominous sound. What is that? Is that the sound of
I assumed it was...
I am taking a shortcut with my initiative.
How fitting that it's so ominous.
Right?
That's the bell tolling for our deaths.
Okay, so, what was your initiative, Reggie?
10.
Hana?
14.
And Arya?
14 or so.
Okay. So first up in the order is going to be Dahlia.
Okay. So, the way the guys are facing in a group, they're 8, is there, like, are they staggered? Because I assume this isn't a room, so they can't be in a line next to each other. There's got to be dudes.
Yeah, right now they're all, like, grouped together, almost like they were just, like, huddled. So they're all grouped together and they're all staring at Alhana, like, uniformly in this, like, big gaggle of infected Templar.
Okay. So while they are very concerned looking at the Canary in front of them, I'm going to pull the closest dude behind me back and I'm going to backstab him.
Okay. So backstab is an automatic hit, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because I already got the stealth check, so...
Yeah.
So while they can't see me, so that's going to go ahead and add a +2 to my attack roll and an extra d6 when I roll.
Okay.
So we're just going to go for it, and I'm going to try and pull this guy back and just slash him in the jugular and hopefully take him out. And maybe, because there's a giant Valley Girl Canary in the front, maybe the rest of the guys won't notice me.
By the way, the one you're grabbing and stabbing is named Jason, so good luck.
It's meant to be. This one's going down. Okay. So I have a 6 and 2 5s here. So I have 10, 16, then plus 4, so 14 plus 16 attack.
Did you roll to see if you stunted?
I just hit 2 5s.
Yeah, so...
I do have... Okay, so this could actually be seriously helpful. Okay, so I'm going to do... So with 5 points, I'm going to go ahead and do Pierce Armor. I'm going to use 2 points to half his armor. And I'm going to do Lightning Attack to give myself a second attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to jab twice right into his neck.
Okay, so roll the damage for the second attack then.
Oh my god, and I have the extra die from Backstab. Please, dear God, as well. Okay. It's not plus... to the attack is... Okay, so the first attack is 13.
Okay.
Right into his neck. And the second one... And I got a 13 again.
Okay, so you basically take your dagger and you hack at him twice, and you hack at him so hard that the first one goes like halfway through his torso, and then you move so fast that the second one just goes all the way through the rest of his torso, and he just sort of like splits in two in this like
Oh my god.
gooey disaster that sort of crumbles and falls on the floor. And Jason is incredibly murdered.
Yes, and the Canary just keeps waving and making...
They are now aware of you, though, the other Templars. And that will be your turn. So next up in the order, we have Johnson, who's going to step out of the room and
still sounds better than 8.
and he's gonna step towards Alhana and her big loud self, and he is gonna. I'm gonna say, yeah, he opens his hand first as he's walking towards you, and he's gonna spray you with that shot of lyrium, which. 15 to hit.
That just hits.
So, you take 8 damage, and I need you to make a Constitution check.
Okay. Constitution. Oh, okay. Is this I have a stamina focus.
Yes. You can include that stamina focus.
Okay. 14.
Yeah, that just makes it. So you take damage from the red lyrium, but you don't seem to suffer any additional ill effects.
I'm sorry, how many points of damage did I take?
I think it was 7, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm sorry, I re-rolled my dice, so I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, so it's now Stu's turn. Templar number 2. And he is going to charge. He kind of stumbles out of the room, and he is going to lunge for one of the squishier targets. So I think he's going to...
Wait, but I'm like blocking the doorway. Like, how can he get through me?
Are you full on blocking the doorway?
Yes, I am absolutely
okay.
7 feet of angry Kunari. Well,
alright, so then...
feet of, like, really, Kunari was blocking the doorway. Like, come at me, bro.
Is aiming right towards you then. So he's going to attack you with his longsword.
What was this one's name?
Stu.
Stu.
Stu, yes. And that's a 20 to hit.
Oh. And hits.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And he's going to do 10 damage with that longsword. Kapow.
Okay. Oh, that was so mean! God, you guys are awful.
And next up in the order is Fabio, who's also going to be aiming at Alhana. He's also going to spray you with red lyrium. That's another 20 to hit.
What the fuck?
So do another Constitution save.
Okay. $19.
Okay, yeah, you successfully avoid that, but you take 8 damage.
Okay.
And next up is your turn, Alhana.
Okay. This is fine. This is all fine. I'm gonna slap that is closest to me right in the throat. I think it was the one who just hit me.
Okay,
right?
Fabio, Johnson, and Stu are all 3 close to you.
Fabio, Johnson, and Stu. Give me Fabio.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna smack or try. I'm gonna go for his neck.
Okay.
Okay. So. $13.
That is a hit.
Yeah! Okay. So now, oh wait, I did 2d6 plus 1. Plus 2, okay. 14.
Okay. So you do another big wound across his neck. Miss the jugular again, but...
Oh, well. I'm trying, guys!
Was it 14 is what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, 14.
Yeah, so he stumbles back a little bit too. He definitely feels that blow. Next is Arya.
Does Al look like she can take another round of hits, or yes? No?
Al has 16 points.
Has how many?
16.
I say out of.
Yes. I mean, like, I'm kind of bleeding a little bit. Stuff sort of hurts. So, you know, do with that what you will.
I'll cost you. Do you want me to read the thing out for that, or is it
No,
okay now that I've done it?
What, a 1d6 per mana point you spend? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. You can just go.
So, shall I spend all 3 mana points? And hold on, I've got to make sure it actually passes probably first. And it does. Fantastic. So, yeah, I'll spend all. And that's 9.
Yay! Oh, thank you. That felt so good.
Okay, so that would be your turn. So now, Arthur. And I'm going to say we are at the back half of the room now. Adalia is within reach of Arthur here, and so he is going to turn and spray her with red lyrium. That's at like 22 to hit.
Okay, that is a hit.
Okay.
I don't know why I even looked. I'm not a Templar anymore. That hit.
So it's 12 damage, and please make a Constitution save.
You're gonna die.
Well, that's the best possible roll I could have had. 18. I know I have 0 for Constitution.
You made it! But you did make it.
Oh, it stinks being an elf.
Well, not necessarily an elf, just a rogue.
Okay. Okay, so, and then how much damage was that?
Oh, Christ, I re-rolled my dice.
10 points, you said?
Yeah, I think it's 10.
Okay, so... And just in case, I went ahead and looked up if we need to flee. It would be a ability test that you would decide the difficulty of as the GM. You would decide a number, and then we would have to roll, and you would take certain considerations into factor, like our speed and...
Yep.
So we can flee, but Zom has to decide the number, and she doesn't have to tell us what it is.
So with that, it is now Reggie's turn.
Cool. Well, it worked before, so I'm going to try to Arcane Lance one of the ones that are on Alhana.
Okay.
Like,
I am going to say this is going to require Alhana to move out of the way a little bit, so she will no longer be blocking the door.
oh yeah, you're still blocking the door.
I scoot.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, okay, so here's what I do. I'm like half in, half out of the points so that she can like.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. 6. This is probably not going to hit. 9.
No, that does not hit. So it misses and sails into the room and just kind of sparkles above their heads. And with that, Templar Jess is going to take her moment and scooch past Alhana, and she's now in the room with everybody. And she is going to aim for Arya with her longsword. Oh, Jesus. That's only 11, so...
Yeah, thing is, I don't know what my armor is, given that I don't have any.
Well, it's not your... You won't have armor, but this is your defense stat. Yeah.
Whatever
My
your
defense? That's
Yeah.
11.
11? Okay, so that I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna roll in favor of the player on that one and say...
Yay!
Say that it just misses you. It, like, cuts 2 of your hairs as it goes by.
Oh, thank God, I needed a trim.
Arya's just like, yes.
I'm like, great girl.
I'm gonna say Templar Jan is in the back of the room trying to attack Adalia again, and they're gonna go in with their long sword, which is a 15 to attack or to hit.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a hit.
So you take 14 damage from that sword as it smacks all up on you.
That's a way to say it.
I have a way with words. I'm a writer. And now Templar Simon gets to take his turn, and he's gonna scooch out into the room as well and take aim at Reggie with some red lyrium spray. That's 18 to hit.
You said 8?
18.
18. Yes, that will hit me.
Oh shit. So that's 18 damage. And go ahead and roll a Constitution save.
Why do I keep rolling? 9, 10, 11. That's a 12.
Okay, so you don't make the Constitution save, so you feel some of the red lyrium just sort of burrow into your skin, and you take an additional 1 point of damage, and you're going to take 1d6 damage on your turn every time it comes around to your turn, because you're now poisoned with red lyrium.
Great. So
So,
I take, like, what, 19 damage?
yeah, it says 19 damage total this round.
Great.
Hey guys, this isn't working very well. Just throwing that out there.
You guys are doing great. I've only got 7 still standing.
Great!
And with that, we've done 1 round of combat. And I want everyone to roll a dexterity check.
Oh, great.
Shit's about to go down.
12.
9.
10.
14.
Okay. So none of you were successful at that. Because of the noise that you have all been making in this ruckus, the door to the second room on the right opens up, and 3 more Templar come into the room, and they will be at the bottom of the initiative order.
Bet you weren't expecting this campaign to last 2 episodes.
So, what is everybody's run speed? Because I know some of y'all are going to run a lot slower.
13.
Okay, still, I can effectively get away. I'm not sure about
What
this.
was everybody's speed?
13.
16?
My run speed is a 28.
Oh my god.
How do you calculate
Rogue
run
and elf.
speed? Oh.
If you guys want to try to
Run
flee,
charge.
you can do that. I think it's dexterity plus your speed for the check. Or is it just d6 plus speed? That would make sense.
Yeah, and then your class and your race also decides speed as well.
How does your class decide it?
I think
it's just like
it should be factored in as when you
yeah,
made
like
it.
since rogues will move faster, warriors move slower because it's going to take into account like your armor and anything like that.
Oh, the
That's-
penalty. Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that the penalties are big for heavy armor.
Yeah, I actually, there's a reason I don't have a penalty, but I can't remember why right now. Oh, I'm proficient in my armor class.
Right.
Oh, nice. Yeah, my Templar's run speed is a 4.
Oh my god.
So they just leave Adina behind, but she can't go anywhere either.
So are we gonna try to run? Cause this is not good.
I think with 2 mobs, I think we gotta run.
I think
Yeah.
run.
Yeah, it does bring you up to 10
down to
Templar
4, right?
total. So if you guys want to make that check, everybody can make so it's just 3d6 plus your speed. Idalia, you have disadvantage because you are behind all of the Templar. So you need to roll twice and take the lower of the 2.
Oh, no, I roll well. I'm running away.
26.
Okay.
20.
And I feel like her I feel like my goal should be loftier since my run speed is ridiculous as an elf rogue.
32? Is that a thing?
Dang, Reggie's booking it.
I rolled.
Yeah, some of us are going to be much faster than the others.
Reggie is already gone, and she's in like Minrathos.
I rolled a 35.
Okay, yeah, you guys all take off running, and you're heading towards the stairs. I'm assuming, yes. Okay,
Yes,
yeah. So you guys head towards the stairs, going down, and you all make it successly past these Templar who weren't quite expecting you to take off. And
Coming away, and they're like,
that is like, you taunted us. What the fuck? And so You guys take off down the stairs. How far are you aiming to go? Like, where are you guys? Where are you
Look
headed?
out the front door.
Okay.
All the way.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you guys make it all the way up to the front of the tower, and you open the door, and then you slam it shut behind you, and you're all just like out in the courtyard of this tower.
Just like tapping against the door, like.
It's not going well.
Okay, since we're out here, who needs healing?
Yeah, I'm good. Who's in trouble? Oh God.
I
Okay.
can survive.
I can
but-
heal myself.
Okay, so I was gonna say, I think
cool.
Alhana needs some help here.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much health do you have left?
Well, 25. I mean, I'm not dying.
That's all
Oh,
health
God
we
damn, that's what you
have.
have left? That's like what I start with.
Yeah, same. I have 24 health.
I have 37.
Okay, I'm standing behind her.
I'm low on mana, so I'd actually
But
rather.
you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay for right now. I vote that we try to bring this freaking tower down, though, because we're gonna die.
Okay. So as you guys go ahead and heal up, and that is actually where we're going to stop for tonight.
We attempt to knock it
Oh,
in.
God.
So you can think long and hard what you want to do next before
man.
next week. And Reggie's just gonna keep running. She's like, nope, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
She's running right out the narrative.
Turn and we're like, hey, Reg. Just like a cloud of dust in the.
She's like, not worth it. Nope.
Running!
No. I just wanted to like burn it down, but whatever.
Reggie's running to the next town, like I'm looking for dynamite, like anything, like any pitchforks, like whatever you have, like I need everything.
Oh, man. We are in so much trouble.
She comes back weeks later with like a giant wagon full of explosives and everything, like the whole townspeople with her.
Yes.
That's the way to do this.
Okay, so that great job, guys. You're very stealthy, very good at distractions. I'm very proud of you. you killed 3 Templar total, I think.
Is there XP for that? Do we get XP for that?
No.
So we're still level 1?
Yeah, I will tell you guys when you level.
Oh, man.
So why don't we go ahead and go around and we'll sort of plug anything that we want to say or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and go first. I'm Zom. You can find me at Zombalog pretty much anywhere. If you search at Zombalog and find something, that's probably me. I don't think there's anybody impersonating me yet. I've got Tumblr, I've got a website, zombarber.com, where you can find links to all of my writing, fan fiction and original. I've got a book available for purchase on Amazon. It's called Unlucky. It's got gay wizards and moosicorns. Please go read it to find out what a moosicorn is, because the world needs to know. Yeah, so that's me. Why don't we go ahead and start with Liz?
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm not gonna be here anymore.
That's true, we're saying goodbye to Liz.
Liz, you still ready?
Which is a great exit for you. You're just like, no, fuck it.
It's like, no, out. I'm done. It's like, I'm out.
That's what I'm accepting as the narrative, is you just like, you left the tower and then you just kept going.
No one told me to stop.
Run, Reggie, run! Did you want to plug anything or tell people how to find you, even though you're not going to be here?
I'm at Liz Horn, Horun, on Twitter. Should be simple. It's my name. But got nothing going on right now. But I am in the Dice Camera Action Charity Zine with Zom. I'm writing a piece, so you can look out for that soon-ish. Yep.
Yeah, I think we have ours submitted, so we're all on time. So, okay. Alex, Alhana, one of you, both of you.
Hi, My real life is like so not like that. I really have nothing going on. I am Mango Lexi at whatever platform you're on. Like if it says Mango Lexi, there's 99.9% chance that that's me. And yeah, I have nothing interesting happening right now. But if that changes, I will let y'all know.
Except this. She's doing this. It's great.
Yes, this is what I'm doing, and it's awesome.
Celeste?
It's so much fun.
Sure. I'm Starkind on Twitter and on YouTube, actually. I somewhat hiatusing channel that I'm about to get back up and running, if you go check me out there. And I'm Celeste Draws on Tumblr, and that's Celeste-Draws, and that's where you'll find me the most. And that's really all I've got going on.
And Chrissy.
I am Kristen, and easily found on Twitter, Tumblr, at most places as Commander or Commander Girl. Really all I have going on is a reposting of a very epic 300,000 word fan fiction, which I'll provide links to other places if you really like being miserable.
It's her story is bananas, and people should read it. Like, the premise is like...
And it's about Adalia, so if you like Adalia...
Yeah, it is. It's about Adalia, and if you've read any of my fan fiction, it's sort of like our worlds interconnect in very strange and weird ways.
Yeah, mine's the bad critical fail rule of her universe.
Yes, yeah.
Which is actually kind of an inspiration joke, and I was like, it was nice here. What happened if it really went wrong?
What's kind of great, though, is that she's got some of my characters. So Lily Hawk, my Hawk, which is an absolute garbage fire in my universe. Poor girl cannot get it. She's actually in her universe, and she's like a successful adult. It's great. So yeah, everybody should check it out.
In the worst case scenario, Zom's bad characters would be decent people in mine.
Yeah, it's called Once and Again, and you can find it on Archive of our own AO3.
I'll provide links on something because there's like 5 billion.
I can toss it when I upload to YouTube.
It's not original, apparently.
Okay, well, awesome job, guys. You rolled the dice. And
well, we're still alive.
Yeah, you haven't died yet.
For our lives.
I was almost sure y'all were gonna wipe right there. I was like, ooh. I don't know what to do if the story ends so quickly. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to our cool show. Hopefully you'll come join us again next week. If you missed the live stream, we'll have it up as VOD on Twitch, and I'll get it on my YouTube. Hopefully sooner than a week later this time, because I had some editing problems, but it should be smoother this time around. But yeah, I did want to mention our time is going to change. We are going to be streaming on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, rather than 4 or 5 like we've done this far, because 9 works better for all of us. So hopefully you
except
can.
Me.
Yes, except Liz, who's still running. Still running.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can catch us. We'll be every Saturday from 9 to 11 Pacific Standard Time, barring any other scheduling fiascos, which hopefully we will keep to a minimum.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah, we will see you guys next time. Everybody say bye.
Bye, guys.